Machines. So last time we saw another contender, this time Minotaur, claim a spot in the grand final. And starting tonight, we have another group looking to make their debut and provide that first impression to show that they all have what it takes to be able to claim a spot in the grand final and potentially win the whole thing. There are quite a few big names in this group, so certainly this is another stacked lineup, meaning there's going to be a lot of competition to earn that grand final spot, as we've been seeing in many of these other groups so far. So yeah, I expect we're going to get a lot of fun, entertaining fights out of this group, so let's go ahead and check out and see who all is going to be competing for the next spot in the grand final. And here they are. So to lead off at the top left, we have Orb and 2 back to their second season in War Machines, bringing back that drum spinner, and they're going to look to make it a little bit further than they did last season. Then next up, first of quite a few rookies in this group, Doraemon from King of Bots is bringing that full body spinner to the show. Then down below, we have Giraffe, who's looking to bring that adorable looking hammer bot to the competition and bring the pain from above. Then right down below there, another rookie bot, this time from BattleBots. We have Jackpot, a big name from that show, who's looking to bring that dual disc vertical spinner to the competition and cause as much mayhem as possible. Then next, we have Knife Legend from King of Bots, bringing that long reach horizontal spinner to try to cause as much pain onto the competition. Then last but not least, third year team, we have Marvin bringing back that horizontal spinner, looking to make it a few steps further than they have the past 2 seasons. Then, to start the second half of this group, we have Mo, a War Machines champion in Season 2, not in this class, which is why they are not considered a defending champion. They are looking to bring that horizontal spinner in and cause as much destruction as possible and wipe out the competition. Then down below, we got Ominous, who's bringing that Omni-Wheel driven drum spinner to the competition to try to cause as much pain as possible. And last but not least in that quadrant, we have Quantum, also back for their third season of this competition, bringing a new and improved Crusher to try to control the competition. Then for this last quadrant, we have Rusty, fan favorite robot from BattleBots, who's looking to bring the pain with that hammer. And next, we have Sub-Zero, also back for their third season of this series, and fresh off of a top 8 run from the last season of War Machines. They'll be looking to make it a few steps further through the use of that powerful flipper. Then last but not least, we have one of very few robots who doesn't have an active weapon in this competition. We have Thunderchild from BuggleBots, who has made it pretty far both of their seasons so far, and we'll see if they can do that again with that wedge. So yeah, that's the group right there. We got many big names, quite a few returners, former champion, top 8 finisher, and quite a few rookies that are looking to show that they have what it takes to make it far in this series. We'll see who can pull it off, who can provide that first impression. This should be an exciting set of opening round matchups. So let's go ahead and look at what our first matchup of the episode is going to be. So for our first matchup of the episode, we have 2 fellow drum spinners. We have Orb 2 and Ominous. Orb 2, to start it off, from BuggleBots. This is their second season in this competition, where they're bringing back that nasty drum spinner. However, they had a bit of a disappointing run this season, exiting in the first round of the bracket after receiving their first win in the opening round. They'll be hoping to rebound on that and hopefully make it a few rounds further. So they'll be looking to use the reach and the destructive power of that drum spinner to dismantle any opponents that end up in the arena with them, and certainly they're going to put up a heck of a fight here. Their opponent is Ominous, who is new to this season of War Machines, contender from BattleBots. So what makes Ominous very unique in this competition is that not only does it have a dangerous drum spinner in front, but it's also Omni-Wheel driven, which makes it very maneuverable and will make it harder for opponents to get around to like the sides and the backside. So Ominous is going to be looking to use that to keep that front pointed towards Orbit at all time, and then hope to use those ground scraping forks to lift Orbin up into the air long enough to where they can deliver a powerful punch with that drum spinner. So yeah, I suspect we're going to see lots of head-on action between these two robots, and I think whoever wins these first couple exchanges is probably going to be the one to come out on top in this one, because I suspect both robot strategies will probably be upend the other one, and just don't give them any room to breathe. So regardless, I'm very excited for this match. We got two big-name contenders here that I think are capable of causing a lot of damage. So I doubt this one's going to end in a judge's decision. So, anyway, excited for this, as I said already, let's go ahead and get to this fight. Time for this match to begin. Here we go, these two bots meeting in the middle, some weapon-on-weapon action. Orbin 2 popped up into the air right there. So one of the other differences between these two robots is that Orbin 2 kind of focuses more on reach, while Ominous goes for ground game. And Ominous seems to be winning these first couple exchanges so far. Lots of pieces already going around the arena. Orbin 2's drum spinner shatters into many different pieces, so I suspect these are pieces of Orbin 2's drum spinner. Those forks are really doing a lot for Ominous in this one. They are doing a great job at helping Ominous land a powerful punch to the front of Orbin 2 and just knocking them off balance. Orbin 2 getting a glancing blow. Orbin 2 has gotten a few good shots of their own, so definitely can't count them out here. Knocked off balance again, flipped over again as Orbin 2. Ominous has them right up against the rails right now. Couple flips there from Orbin 2. Ominous just not giving Orbin 2 an inch. This is a powerful drum spinner we are seeing from Ominous here. So, yeah. A little over a minute into this fight, and a couple nice shots from Orbin 2 there. And now Ominous, they do have a self-righting mechanism, and looking to use that. They successfully self-right, and now right back on the attack. More weapon-on-weapon grinding there. That's going to do it right there. Control board KO for Ominous. It was a masterclass of a debut from Ominous right there, showing that ground game really has its advantages in a fight like this. Came in with that drum spinner, a smaller drum spinner than what Orbin 2 has, but showed that those forks were just a real difference maker in this match. They were constantly popping Orbin 2 up into the air. That drum spinner was delivering powerful punches, shattering pieces of Orbin 2's drum spinner, constantly knocking them off balance, and making it harder for Orbin 2 to land those damaging blows they are very well known for in this series. So, Orbin 2 did have some pretty shining moments, showing that drum spinner absolutely does have a lot of power, and definitely shouldn't be underestimated when we see them in a redemption round. Good victory by Ominous. We'll see Orbin 2 later this episode. So, coming up next, we have a battle between Marvin and Quantum, two third-year BattleBot contenders, two robots that are also kind of looking for a little bit of redemption, because we got two of the not very strong records here. So on the left side we have Marvin, this is their third season. They've had opening round defeats both seasons they were in this series. So yeah, Marvin's going to be looking to improve that this season by bringing that horizontal spinner in and delivering some pain and damaging blows to anybody they take on in their path to glory. Then on the right side we have Quantum, who's also struggled so far in their 2 seasons of War Machines that they've been in. So they've also had 2 opening round losses, but then they had a bonus fight victory, which accounts for why they have a win in their record in this series. So Quantum is redesigned this year with a new front designed to take hits from spinners better than the older one could, and that crusher definitely has a bit more power to it. But however, though, gotta be cautious though, because Marvin is still a pretty deadly horizontal spinner, and they could easily bite into that frame, rip off those teeth if Quantum is not careful. So I suspect Quantum is going to be driving this one with very real caution, to avoid becoming an early victim to that nasty horizontal spinner. So, yeah, I suspect we're going to see Marvin's just going to be trying to keep that spinner pointed at Quantum. Quantum's probably going to try to avoid the front and go for those sides and backside on Marvin. So, regardless, I'm excited for this fight because we got two veteran contenders competing in this match. So, I think we should go ahead and get to this match. Time for this match to begin. Marvin getting that spin to speed. Quantum oddly aggressive to start this one off. Wasn't expecting that. Was expecting some more tactical driving from Quantum, but they are getting underneath Marvin, knocking him off balance, knocking them into the rails like this. And now Quantum has Marvin by the backside in the corner, sinking those teeth into the underside of Marvin. Quantum found an opportunity, and they took advantage of it perfectly. That was a great opportunity there. How much damage did they do to Marvin? They inverted them. So Marvin now an undercutter here. And now Quantum looking to go in for a second bite, but Marvin slipping away. Robot, while certainly took that bite pretty well, they're certainly choosing to be a bit slippery here. They're a bit slippery at least. And now Quantum trying to go in for a second bite here. Marvin using that horizontal spinner to help him get away. However, though, not seeing a lot of damaging shots. And now Quantum nearly getting a second bite on Marvin. And yeah, a couple more nice shots right to the front of Quantum by Marvin. How much damage have they really done so far? Haven't really seen a lot of pieces coming off. Gotta imagine that this is Quantum's fight so far. We're at the halfway point of this match, and Quantum has Marvin in their grip again, sinking those teeth into the underside. They are like here inches away from that tire. Gotta imagine what would happen if Quantum would sink their teeth right into that. They gotta release Marvin though, and they do. So, good that those teeth aren't getting stuck in their opponents like how they did in BattleBots. So Quantum, really the aggressor here right now, showing no fear for that horizontal spinner. They're clearly not as afraid of spinners as they have been in the past in this series. Just going no mercy at Marvin, and Marvin has lost a wheel right there. It looks like maybe that last fight did affect that tire. Maybe they did get to that wheel hub, because Marvin now has only one-sided drive, and Quantum has them by the other side now. They can try and go for that second tire, maybe. Less than a minute to go, and this fight has just been all Quantum. Marvin has not done much so far here. Some good defensive driving, I'll give him that, but not a lot of offense, and now they are without that other wheel. Less than 30 seconds to go. Looks like Marvin is able to get enough movement through that horizontal spinner, and that's just giving Quantum an excuse to just go in for another fight on the underside, just taking Marvin around the arena. What a new version of Quantum this is. What a performance we are seeing from this veteran as we have our first judge's decision of the episode, and a great fight it was. Gotta say, this was just absolute driving masterclass by Quantum. 3 minutes where I think it was probably about all Quantum, at least. Quantum managed to knock Marvin off balance, showing no fear for that horizontal spinner, and then found several opportunities to sink those teeth into the underside of Marvin, where they eventually even got a couple wheels in the process. So, very impressive performance from Quantum. This new and improved version of the robot is legitimate, that is for sure. Marvin, while they had some pretty good shots on the front of Quantum, and quite a lot of great defensive driving to avoid getting bit by that crusher more than they did not have a lot of action in this fight. So I gotta imagine this judge's decision is probably going to Quantum, but we'll see. You never know what happens when a fight goes to the judges. So the judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Quantum. So yeah, I think a lot of us probably expected that one to go for Quantum. So I think that was just a 3-minute driving masterclass by Quantum. So yeah, this new version of Quantum surely those design upgrades really paid off here, and hopefully Marvin was not their first victory of this season in this main competition. We'll have to see who they draw next, because I imagine it's going to be another deadly opponent. They've got quite a few spinners in this group, so safe to say they've probably got more spinners coming in their path towards the grand final. Great victory by Quantum, and we'll see them in the next round. We'll see Marvin later on in the redemption round. Alright, so next up, we have Jackpot and Doraemon, battle between two rookie contenders here. Starting on the left side, we have Doraemon, who is bringing that full body spinner from King of Bots to this Robot Arena 2 series. He'll be looking to use that long-range full body spinner there to protect their more important components in that base from anybody who looks to hack them, and then use that full body spinner to deliver some powerful punches in the process. We gotta keep in mind that while these full body spinners have a lot of power within them, stability is always a big thing with them, and some of their big weaknesses are always themselves. Because we've seen many full body spinners die because they couldn't take in the impact, their own impacts. Then their opponent is Jackpot, another deadly spinner, this time a vertical spinner from BattleBots. So, Jackpot, a pretty well-known contender in BattleBots, and they'll bring that dual vertical disc spinner to the competition that also has quite a bit of reach to it, and as well as lots of destructive power. So, I suspect we're going to see lots of weapon-on-weapon action between these two robots early on. Bet we'll see a box rush from Jackpot to try to slow down Doraemon before they can get that full body spinner up to full speed. So yeah, I'm excited for this matchup. We got two big spinners coming into this one, and certainly we're going to see lots of weapon-on-weapon action. Another fight that I would not expect to go to the judges. So excited for this matchup once again. I think we should go ahead and get right to it. Time for this match to begin. Jackpot charging right in there, both blades at full speed, and Jackpot knocks Doraemon off balance. We got some weapon-on-weapon action. Jackpot striking those sides, striking the underside with that vertical disc spinner. Nice shots from Jackpot right there. However, they lost a fork in the process there, though. So, Doraemon getting that spinner up to speed. Lots of weapon-on-weapon action here. Doraemon smoking up pretty badly, and looks like Doraemon lost a weapon arm right there. So, both bots taking damage. Looks like Jackpot also took some damage. Jackpot seems a little off balance. I wonder if they lost a weapon tooth in some of those weapon-on-weapon exchanges. Proof right there to never underestimate the full body spinner of Doraemon. Now Jackpot seems to be having issues right here. I wonder if Jackpot lost the side of drive in one of those shots. Doraemon proving to have a pretty effective full body spinner here. They could have Jackpot on the ropes here, but can't deny the amount of damage Jackpot has done to them. Doraemon's spinner is at full speed. Now we're seeing some more weapon-on-weapon grinding between these two bots. And let's see who can get that damaging blow first and finish off the other. More pieces flying off here, pieces of probably both bots. Looks like Jackpot lost another weapon. Looks like they lost all but one weapon piece there. And Doraemon coming in for a couple more shots here. A little bit risky because they are on control board damage though. So yeah, definitely expected a lot of damage to be caused between these two robots, and certainly we are seeing that here in this match. A couple more pieces, and a control board KO by Jackpot on that weapon-on-weapon exchange. So it's like Doraemon got a little too close for comfort there. But gotta say though, this performance, pretty effective from both robots at least, showing they both have very destructive power. But curious what would happen if Jackpot performed like this against some of the other big spinners in the competition, because I think this is a little worrisome in my mind. Because while Jackpot was able to land some pretty devastating blows here, they took a lot of damage of their own. Well, I'm sure part of it is because of that full body spinner on Doraemon, at least. Gotta imagine there are much bigger spinners in this competition that they'll probably have to take on. So hopefully Jackpot can have that stuff figured out for their next match. Regardless, lots of dangerous weapon-on-weapon shots between these two robots, which led to a control board KO by Jackpot and the victory. So now we're going to move on to Battle of the Hammerbots. One from King of Bots and one from BattleBot. We have Giraffe versus Rusty, two fan favorite, kind of more design favored like robots. So yeah, on the left side we have Giraffe, a rookie bot to this series. They'll be looking to use that giraffe head like hammer to try to cause as much damage as they can to their opponents from above. And that's certainly going to be the same thing from Rusty, who's got the same weapon and almost certainly the same strategy. So what I expect we're going to see here is both robots are just going to try to aim for the top of their opponents, maybe try to catch their opponent by the side or something, leaving them more vulnerable to damaging shot from their hammer while avoiding a hammer shot from the other. So I suspect this is going to be a real driving match between these two robots to determine who can inflict more damage on the other in this. So yeah, I expect a lot of hammer-on-hammer warfare here, so I'm all for a matchup like this. I'm really excited for this Battle of the Rookie Hammerbots, so let's go ahead and get to this match. Time for this match to begin. Both bots meeting in the middle here. Looks like both bots trying to position each other. Rusty lands a little bit of a shot right onto the tip of the hammer on Giraffe. Then Giraffe landed a follow-up shot there. Now Giraffe, right at the sides of Rusty, lands a couple shots with their hammer. Rusty being forced to self-right with their hammer. That is very possible. And Rusty back up, but not before taking a few shots. And they land a nice shot of their own right into that weapon drive area of Giraffe. However, that doesn't seem to be affecting Giraffe at all. Some more head-on shots between these two. We got a real weapon-on-weapon warfare, or might I say, a hammer-on-hammer warfare. Now these bots going weapon-on-weapon with each other, just striking the front, the top, whatever they can on the other. I did see a small piece of what looked like an armor panel on Giraffe coming off after one of those shots that Rusty landed. This is a real hammer-on-hammer war that we're getting between these two. We are a little over a minute into this fight. Lots of hammer shots being landed by both sides in this fight. So I don't really know who's winning so far. More hammer-on-hammer war here. I'll probably say Rusty early on, because I think lots of these pieces that have been falling off have belonged to Giraffe. And Giraffe is smoking right now too, but Rusty has definitely taken a lot of hammer shots of their own in this fight, so no doubt this is absolutely a winnable fight for Giraffe, and they can easily turn this fight around. A little over halfway through this fight, what a fight this has been between these two Hammerbots. Both of them showing they really have stuff to show in this fight, and doing it well. Great first impressions from both of these new robots. And there goes the head of Rusty, or at least the cone-shaped hat, or whatever you want to call it, dome of Rusty. Rusty has lost their dome after that hammer shot. That dome was like a salad bowl, I think it was, from Rusty, was just removed by Giraffe's hammer, and just lots of damage being caused by how both of these robots. Now we have a smoke coming out of both robots. Both robots are really feeling the pain of the other's hammer. Who's going to take this one? Looks like we got less than 30 seconds to go in this match. Very close fight between these two robots. So now we got a little bit of corner and up against the rails action from these two bots. More weapon-on-weapon war between these two. What a hammer battle we are seeing between these two robots. What a fight this is between these two rookie bots. Hard to believe we can't accept both of these robots into the next round, but it is looking like we are probably going to have a judge's decision. And it is. And what a lot of last-second hammer-on-hammer action there. So yeah, this was a very close fight between two rookie hammer bots to the field of war machines. We saw lots of back and forth action between these two, lots of hammer shots from them both, and quite a bit of damage on honestly both ends in this fight. So, hard to believe we can only accept one of these, but I think the other one's going to look really good coming into the Redemption Rumble later this episode. It'll be difficult for the judges to call this one, because there were lots of hammer shots fired on both ends, lots of successful shots, and quite a bit of damage from both ends. So, yeah, there's a lot for the judges to consider, so I imagine this is not going to be an easy call. However, though, I hear the judges' votes are in, and we should find out what they have to say. Great fight regardless. This was an awesome showing from these two bots, and I think it's time. Let's go ahead and hear the decision. So, the judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Rusty! So yeah, it looks like they gave Rusty the edge in this fight. This was definitely a very close one, though. I imagine that there was probably only... I imagine the point difference between these two bots was very small. Little surprised this was a unanimous decision, but this was an awesome fight between these two hammer bots. A huge fight put up by Giraffe in this one, and Giraffe is definitely going to look good coming into that Redemption Rumble. We'll have to see who they draw in that Rumble and see how well that goes for them. We'll see Rusty in the next round, and we'll find out later this episode who they will be taking on to start off the semi. Awesome fight between these two robots, and I think we should go ahead and move on to our next matchup of the episode. So our next matchup is actually a highlighted fight, where we have rookie horizontal spinner Knife Legend bring their long-reach horizontal spinner into the field, where they are taking on the Wedge of Thunderchild, who is in here for their third season of War Machines. Let's go ahead and start talking about that fight. So coming into this fight, Thunderchild ran their defensive wedge configuration rather than forks as expected, and it really paid off for Thunderchild. Thunderchild was in Knife Legend's face right from the start of this match, and was able to deflect that horizontal spinner, knock Knife Legend off balance, and just control the bout to this fight. Knife Legend's spinner, while it did break off some pieces, it never really landed some severely damaging shots here, making this a pretty one-sided control battle for Thunderchild, and a pretty easy judge's decision in favor of Thunderchild. Thunderchild wins and advances. So now we have our last matchup of the opening round, where we have Mo versus Sub-Zero. So we got two huge names, two of the bigger names in this group, because Mo happened to have been the champion in Season 2, specifically for the DSL IRL class, whereas Sub-Zero is coming off of a top 8 run last season, where they knocked off big names such as Bite Force and Tombstone before running into Black Dragon in the top 8. So yeah, Sub-Zero will be coming back with a new and improved Flipper bot, looking to make it a couple steps further and a couple steps closer to that title. So yeah, what's Sub-Zero going to need to do here? So Sub-Zero is going to need to be able to deflect that spinner as much as they can, prevent that spinner from causing any kinds of critical damage, and use that Flipper to knock Mo off damage, knock Mo off balance, and then hope that Mo will damage itself in the process. So, yeah, Sub-Zero being able to control the bout and avoid taking as much damage as possible is going to be their keys to success. While Mo's strategy, pretty much the opposite of what Sub-Zero just said. Mo is going to be looking to just get that horizontal spinner up to full speed and cause as much mayhem as possible, cause as much damage as they can. Mo is definitely one of the more fiercer spinners in this group. We'll have to see how that holds up when they take on such a tanky flipper like Sub-Zero. So this should be an awesome fight anyway. We got two huge names in this competition about to face off here, and now we'll see who's going to be awarded that 6th spot into next episode's semifinal. Let's go ahead and get to this fight. For this match to begin, Sub-Zero box rushing, already knocking Mo off balance. The big weakness with Mo isn't just those exposed wheels, robot can be relatively unstable, and so knocking Mo off balance is going to be a huge priority for Sub-Zero. And right now they're using that front to deflect hits from that horizontal spinner, but Mo not really having many problems getting that blade up to full speed. Nice flip by Sub-Zero, and already Mo started to take some pieces off of Sub-Zero. I see Sub-Zero just lost a huge bit of that flipper up front. He lost some of those forks as well. Mo really starting to stack up the damage just early on in the fight. Sub-Zero clearly not backing down. Sub-Zero charging right in there, choosing to stay aggressive as they should, because that's probably the best way to win against such a big horizontal spinner like Mo. Box rush them as quickly as possible, knock them off balance. We saw a nice little lift from Sub-Zero, but now Mo already knocking more pieces off of Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero really starting to go into panic mode here, I feel, and now losing a fork as well. Now Sub-Zero pointing that backside there. That backside has a lot of armor on it, meaning that'll help them be able to take some hits from that horizontal spinner to slow down that blade, where they could turn that damaged front into them and hopefully scoop up Mo enough to land a flip. More pieces coming off, and Sub-Zero lost one of those back wheels. Sub-Zero really struggling here. We are about halfway through this fight. The damage is stacking up so much. Amazing that Sub-Zero is still up and functional here. So, yeah, Sub-Zero underneath once again, landing a little lift, but it's not stopping Mo. These flips and the stability problems that Sub-Zero has brought Mo this fight has not slowed down Mo one bit in this match. Now Mo back on the attack, more strikes, and they rip off the rest of that back armor piece. There goes another wheel on Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero with just a one-sided drive left and no forks now either. And now one wheel left. They just got that front right wheel. Is Mo gonna finish the job and go in for the kill shot? What a fight this has been from Mo.
Knockout!
Amazing stuff from Mo. Also credit to Sub-Zero for lasting as long as they did. Mo showed they have a stronger horizontal spinner for this season, and they really came to play and really came to show that that horizontal spinner is very capable of doing such loads of damage. They just picked apart Sub-Zero piece by piece, shrugged off every single flip that Sub-Zero landed, and was able to keep their balance enough to be able to manage to win this battle with Sub-Zero. Amazing power from that horizontal spinner. Sub-Zero is not a top 8 contender for nothing from the last season. That robot, powerful flipper, lots of durability, but that wasn't enough to save it from the powerful horizontal spinner of Mo. Great win by Mo, and we'll see them in the next round. Anyway, we have our first Redemption Rumble, which features Giraffe, Knife Legend, and Sub-Zero. So we'll start off with Giraffe, who lost a very close judge's decision against fellow Hammerbot Rusty in order to get to this point. Then we have Knife Legend, who just wasn't able to land the shots they wanted to in their loss against Thunderchild, another judge's decision. And then we got Sub-Zero, which amazing that they were able to repair that robot in time and come back for this Rumble after that beating they took in the hands of Mo in just the last match. So what's going to be fun about this Redemption Rumble is the fact that we have 3 robots with completely different weapons. We have the hammer of Giraffe, the horizontal spinner of Knife Legend, and the flipper of Sub-Zero. So it'll be really interesting to see how all 3 of those weapons how all three of those weapons get utilized in this Rumble like this. Because I suspect these robots have advantages over certain contenders in this Rumble over others. So strategy and driving is definitely going to be key, and it's going to probably going to show that whoever performs at the best is probably going to be the one to win this Rumble. So regardless, I'm really excited for this Rumble because we got 3 awesome contenders in the arena. So yeah, I'm excited for this. As I've said already, I think we should go ahead and get to this Rumble and determine who will be claiming spot number 7 into next episode's semifinal. Let's go ahead and get to this fight. Time for this match to begin. It's now Sub-Zero leading with their backside, targeting Knife Legend. They halt that horizontal spinner. And Giraffe looking to get involved, and they strike the top of Sub-Zero with that hammer, and Sub-Zero lands a flip. Sub-Zero charging at that backside, and now using that to push Knife Legend around. I see a couple pieces flying off. Sub-Zero doesn't seem to be that concerned about the horizontal spinner on Knife Legend, so choosing to lead with their backside like that has quite a bit of armor on it, and use that to control the match. However, I am already seeing pieces flying off. Sub-Zero mistiming a little lift there, then Giraffe getting back in, but now being pushed by Sub-Zero themselves. More pieces, more fragments of that back armor coming off. I think Sub-Zero may have underestimated the power of Knife Legend's spinner. Giraffe with a couple nice hammer shots, but now Sub-Zero pushing Knife Legend and Giraffe all into the corner, but now lets them all out. Knife Legend backing off, getting that horizontal spin up to speed. Lands a little shot, didn't seem to really do much. Nice flip from Sub-Zero, knocking Giraffe off balance. And now Sub-Zero going back after Giraffe after taking a couple hits from Knife Legend's spinner. And now Sub-Zero letting a little lift on Knife Legend. We are approaching the halfway point in this match. Hard to tell who's on top. As I said, Sub-Zero's controlled a major chunk of this match, but Knife Legend starting to stack up some damage, which is where they really need to control, because they are the bot most suited to do damage here in this match. This is where they need to really take advantage. They landed a couple more shots on Sub-Zero. Notice Sub-Zero did lose a wedgelet at some point in the match, but so still isn't slowing them down. They're continuing to be aggressive and doing a great job controlling this match. They had Knife Legend right up against the rails. Now they have them pinned, but Giraffe back in on the attack, and there's smoke coming out of that bot. I think Giraffe has started to take some major damage, probably from the horizontal spinner of Knife Legend. And Sub-Zero just continuing to aim that backside despite the damage they have taken. So less than a minute to go in this match. Been a pretty close battle between these three robots so far. Hard to tell who's on top. 30 seconds left to go. Sub-Zero taking Giraffe into the corner right now, and here comes Knife Legend with that blade up to speed, landing a couple more shots to both robots. And now, yeah, it's now Knife Legend spinning in place. Well, Giraffe getting a couple nice shots to the top of Knife Legend. Gotta give them lots of credit. Gotta give them credit where credit's due. We are approaching the 10-second mark. It is looking like this redemption round is going to result in a judge's decision. And what a brawl it was between these three great robots. And now this fight is in the hands of the judges. So yeah, a very back and forth fight between these three robots. Sub-Zero had some great flipper action, but can't deny that both of the other two robots, Giraffe and Knife Legend, had a lot of great action of their own. Because Sub-Zero definitely was the main control bot, at least in this one, dictating the pace of the fight. But then Giraffe had quite a few moments of their own, like quite a few nice hammer shots to both robots. And then Knife Legend got in there with that horizontal spinner several times to land a blow. And gotta say, they landed a lot more damaging punches in this match than they did in their opening round match with Thunderchild. So definitely, I think damage points, gotta give that one to Knife Legend at least. But this is gonna be a tough one to call, but because lots of robots had their own moments in this match, which is gonna make this tricky to call. Anyway, let's hear what the judges had to say. So the judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Sub-Zero. So it seems like the control points and the aggression points that Sub-Zero picked up, because I would say Sub-Zero probably won both those categories, probably helped to propel them in the decision here. So amazing they were able to come back from the beating they took against Mo to be able to out-control Knife Legend and Giraffe for this one. Anyway, we'll see Sub-Zero in the next round, and we'll see who they take on. Sadly, we have to say goodbye to Giraffe and Knife Legend, because we saw two awesome fights from both of those robots, and can't wait to see what they have in store for us in their future in the series. Anyway, let's go ahead and start talking about Redemption Rumble number 2. So for our next match, we have Borbin2, Doraemon, and Marvin, who will be fighting for the 8th and final spot in next episode's semifinal. So on the left side, we start off with Borbin2, who really struggled to win any of those head-on exchanges and were outdriven in that match with Ominous. Then at the middle, we have Doraemon, who got roughed up and disabled by Jackpot and their deadly vertical spinners, but landed quite a few heavy punches of their own. Then we have Marvin, who just got out-controlled and couldn't land the shots they wanted to in that matchup with Quantum. So yeah, we have a matchup with 3 heavy spinners in this matchup. We have the drum spinner of Borbin2, the full body spinner of Doraemon, and the horizontal spinner of Marvin. So I suspect there's going to be a lot of damage in a match like this. So what it's really going to come down to is who can land those damaging shots first, and who can come out of this match most unscathed. I suspect that whoever takes the least amount of damage in this match, and whoever can land the shots they want to first, is probably going to be the one to come out on top in this one. And it's hard to give a prediction for who that's going to be, because quite a few of these spinners in this Rumble will certainly have the potential to absolutely send the others home in pieces. So, regardless, this should be a really fun one. I'm really excited for this Rumble. This should be a great matchup to end the episode with, and I think we should go ahead and get to this fight. Time for this match to begin. All 3 spinners getting their weapons up to speed, and all 3, we got some initiated action here, some weapon-on-weapon action between these 3 robots. And now Marvin and Doraemon going at it with their 2 horizontal spinners. Borbin getting in on the fun, some huge weapon-on-weapon shots that knocked Borbin2 off balance, but they are back up and running. Now, huge shot from Doraemon. I'm not sure exactly what that was, but it sent Marvin flying regardless. And now Borbin2 going after Doraemon. Looks like they're going to try to keep it to a one-on-one matchup. But now Marvin back into the mix here. Lots of weapon-on-weapon action between all 3 of these robots. And now huge shot, and Doraemon is flipped over. One thing about Doraemon is that if they are flipped over like perfectly like that, they cannot self-right. So they need the help of one of their opponents in order to be able to get right side up. And Borbin2 just sent Marvin flying as well. It was like Borbin2 trying to keep Doraemon from self-righting, just to try to keep this a one-on-one fight. And we are seeing some nasty weapon-on-weapon shots between these 2 robots. Amazing fight that what we're seeing so far. Countdown on Doraemon is going on right now, and they have been counted out. So that is it for Doraemon. It is now between Borbin2 and Marvin for who will take this fight. Lots of more weapon-on-weapon action. Borbin2 popping Marvin up into the air. Huge shot that sent both bots flying right there. These weapon-on-weapon exchanges are scary. So we got quite a few parts across the arena, and that's kind of really expected when you have 3 big spinners coming into the arena. And Borbin2 has been flipped quite a few times in this one, and it hasn't slowed them down. Nice shot from Borbin, but now Marvin with a couple follow-up shots to the sides of Borbin2. And now Borbin, another hit near the wheel on Marvin. Can they take off one of those tires? So I think that would be a real statement in this match if they can accomplish something like that. A couple nice weapon-on-weapon shots by both bots. Both of these robots are able to knock each other off balance. Both these bots are fighting hard for this victory. 30 seconds left to go in this fight. And we need to see a statement from one of these 2 robots, because I'd say this is too close to call right now. More weapon-on-weapon action. Borbin2 continuing to get flipped over and knocked back. Good stuff from Marvin, who seems to be winning some of these weapon-on-weapon shots, but not a lot of damaging punches from Marvin so far. And yeah, more weapon-on-weapon action. I saw a couple pieces flew off after that one. And now Borbin popping Marvin up into the air again. Less than 5 seconds to go. We are about to have our second judge's decision of the redemption round tonight. I will admit right off the bat, I was not expecting this fight to go the full 3 minutes. Because we got 3 deadly spinners in the arena here, and all three of them with a major vengeance in this fight, and all three of them really fought hard. We saw lots of nasty weapon-on-weapon action. That shot right there, connection from Marvin and Vorbin2, flipped over Doraemon and left it as a one-on-one match between Vorbin2 and Marvin after Doraemon was counted out. And so between these two, there was a lot of back and forth action between these two, because we saw Vorbin2 often popping up Marvin up into the air with their drum spinner. But on the other hand, Marvin was doing a good job hitting Vorbin2 back often and be able to give them some breathing room to get that horizontal spinner to full speed. This is going to be a very difficult judge's decision to call in my mind. Great performance from both of these spots. However, let's go ahead and hear what the judges had to say. So, the judges' votes are in, and we have a split decision. The winner is Vorbin2. Yeah, that was a very close fight between those two robots. I am not shocked at all that that was a split decision. That was probably the best performance we've seen from probably both of those robots throughout their career in War Machine so far. So it'll be Vorbin2 advancing to the next round, to the semifinal. We'll have to see who they draw. Sad we have to say goodbye to Marvin and Doraemon. Great job to both of them. Can't wait to see what we have in store for them as well. Anyway, let's go ahead and review. So yeah, that's going to be it for the fight part of this episode. But yeah, we saw lots of competition, quite a few great first impressions from both veteran teams that came in with upgrades, and as well as quite a few new robots tonight. So there's definitely going to be a lot of competition for who's going to acquire that grand final spot, because there are so many big names and heavy hitters that are going to be fighting for that in the next episode. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out the bracket and find out what the first round matchups are going to be starting in the next episode. And here is the bracket for next week's episode. So, yeah, on the left side there, we have two hard-hitting spinners right at that top left. Where we have the horizontal spinner of Mo and the drum spinner of Vorbin2 that we just saw in the last episode. That should be an awesome brawl that I don't expect to go to the judges. Then right down below there, we have the Omni-wheeled drum spinner of Ominous, who will be taking on Thunderchild in their well-armored and defensive wedge, or Forks if they choose to go with those instead. Then on the right side, we have a rematch from BattleBots, a rematch from Jackpot's rookie season, but they'll get a tango with Sub-Zero in the first round. And then right down below it, we got two more BattleBots contenders, where we have Quantum and Rusty, a battle between Crusher and Hammers, which should be an awesome fight to see. So yeah, we got four awesome fights. Definitely shows with how many of these robots, these first-year robots, made such a good impression, and it'll be awesome to see how well they take it to the veterans in next week's episode. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and be sure to tune in for next week's episode to find out who will be claiming the next spot in this season's grand final. So yeah, anyway, I think that's going to do it from here, so I will see you all next time. Have a good night, everybody.